Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with an important breaking news alert for Ignition Time subscribers. Now, normally I release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week, but this is a very important breaking news alert and I had to bring it to you immediately. Let's take a look at this important announcement from Ignition Time. The former White House Chief of Staff Mike Mulvaney discusses the political practicality of the next stimulus package, what the priorities are, what political games are being played, and the possibility of getting a smaller stimulus package sometime this week.
We're all trying to sort through what we actually think is politically practical, meaning what's actually going to get through in Washington. What do you actually think we're going to see given the debate that we're having?
Yeah, I think Eamon made some really good points, which is that now that the marker is down of that $1 trillion on the Republican side, you've sort of created the environment now between the trillion and the $3. There is something that Eamon didn't mention that I've heard in Washington over the course of the last couple of days, which is the possibility of a smaller deal this week. Keep in mind, Congress is set to go on recess at the end of this week, and it is typical that they will rush to get stuff done before that vacation, that time back in the district. This is especially true in an election year because while not much campaigning goes on in August, there are some big state primaries in August. So they really do want to get back and get stuff off of the table here in Washington, D.C. so they can have that whole month of August. So there may be some discussion, discussion this week about doing a smaller package this week and then doing something else right when they get back at the end of September. So what I've heard is possibly dealing with a little bit of the unemployment insurance this week, maybe a little bit of liability, but then leaving the larger package till early September.
So when we maybe call it a slim deal, but if it was a slim deal, what do we think that would be worth? Are we talking about $500 billion, $1 trillion? I mean, these are still big numbers.
Yeah, you sort of lose track after a while. I mean, I was doing the math in my head as you guys were running through the $1,200 check per family or per person. You could give that to 100 million people, which they're never going to do, and that's still only $120 billion, I think, if I'm doing the math right in my head. So when you're spending $1 trillion, there's a lot of money left over for other things. So it's hard to say how big the package might be in terms of dollars. I think what you're looking at this week is what can they get done in terms of the policy. Everyone is focused on that extra bonus unemployment insurance that Eamon mentioned. Keep in mind, the underlying unemployment insurance is not going away. This is on top of that. There's a federal kicker on top of that. But everyone is paying attention to that because it either runs out this week or last weekend, depending on how you want to count and depending on how folks get their checks. So that's sort of getting a lot of attention this week. It wouldn't surprise me if there's some discussion, at least, about that slimmer deal focused on that, focusing on the policy as opposed to how much money it's actually worth.
Hey, Mick, in certain I guess, rooms and places. You've got like the Wall Street Journal editorial board and some of its members, Kimberly Strassel, for example. They're just kind of rolling their eyes at this whole process. They think that Republicans and Mnuchin and the administration have been played by the Democrats. And I mean, this is an unprecedented time that we're in right now. But we spent a lot already, and she actually thinks that Pelosi softens them up with the $3 trillion, and then they feel like they're holding the line with $1.5 trillion when they come about. This is a lot of money we're spending. Is it absolutely essential to deal with this?
Yeah, it's just an astounding amount of money. Keep in mind that the budget of the United States every single year is less than $1.5 trillion. We spend about $4 trillion, but most of that is Social Security and Medicaid. The stuff that we actually budget is about $1.2, $1.3 trillion. So you're talking about, even on the smaller scale right here of what the Republicans are talking about, something that equals a year's worth of discretionary spending in the United States. I don't think that Mnuchin is getting played, and I'll tell you why. I've spent a lot of time in back rooms with Stephen. He's a very capable negotiator. I do not believe, I've seen him negotiate with Pelosi, with Schumer beforehand. I do not believe there's any chance he's actually getting played or getting manipulated here. What you're seeing is this is how Washington reacts. This is where the center of gravity in Washington is. You've got a recession going into election year, and spending money is sort of the default setting. Buying votes, just going back and saying they're doing something. That's what they want to say when they go back and campaign. We're doing something. We care about you. We spent this much money.
Sometimes you just have to ask yourself, do these people really know what's going on with us? What difficulties we're facing? What challenges we're facing? I mean, you can judge for yourself. So that, my dear subscribers, was the breaking news alert. Please comment below and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Our community is growing very rapidly, and you will hear other like-minded individuals commenting and giving you feedback on what you're thinking. I'd love to comment as well. I get in and I answer as many comments as I can. Now, if you want to get breaking, fair and balanced news directly from me, get your cell phone out and send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time, whatever's easier for you. Remember, the name of our channel is Ignition Time, where we give you important news alerts. So send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll be on our list to get important breaking news alerts. You can opt out at any time. You'll also be sent an email where you agree to a disclaimer, and once you agree to that disclaimer, we'll start sending you emails, and again, you can opt out of those emails at any time. Thank you so much for watching. If you did learn something new, please click the like button below. Please share this video with friends and family, and also please consider subscribing so you get instant alerts from me going forward. Remember to click the notifications button so that you get instantly notified about future alerts. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Dr. Nitin Choda. I have a rags to riches story. I believe I live the American dream. I believe I'm a symbol of American exceptionalism, and I believe the American dream is alive. And I'm happy to share my journey with you and teach you all the lessons I've learned in life so you don't make the same mistakes I did on my way to becoming a millionaire. Thank you so much for watching again. Please click the like button below. Please consider subscribing. Please enable notifications so you get instant updates, instant breaking news alerts like this delivered to you automatically. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Remember, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. The exception is breaking news. The exception is unannounced, important, balanced news alerts like this that affect your finances and your future. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.